You can find me at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV.TV on IG.
What's up, family? Six killer keyboards that run on batteries. This is an article response video. And so I'm reading this article and I'm gonna give you some context as to even why I'm looking this up and why I'm reading this. So about, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, I started a series where I was playing the piano outside. That piano series was called the Spur of the Moment series, and it was where I would take my digital piano outside in nature, find a beautiful area, and just set up and just play and give some good vibes to the environment, the atmosphere, and to the people around as well. So I wanted to actually pick back up on that during this time and just even in the future period, because I've been wanting to get back into it. And so I have a keyboard already. Anthony, thanks for hanging out, brother. I have a keyboard already that runs on batteries. I have a Yamaha NP31, I want to say, 76 key Yamaha keyboard. Really lightweight, has speakers on it. It runs off of maybe like 6 AA batteries or something like that. And that was cool. I like the piano sound. I don't really like the Rhodes sound and that kind of thing. But for what I needed for, the piano sound was cool. The biggest issue is that I'm a pianist, so I like weighted keys. So yeah, I was looking and I'm like thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I think I want to see about purchasing something new for this venture, because when I sit down and play weighted keys, I can really get into my artistry, be myself, and just let it flow. So anyway, I was looking this up and I decided to do an article response video. If you're watching this right now live, when you watch the YouTube version of this afterwards, it's gonna actually, you'll see everything that I'm looking at as well. So look out for that video on my YouTube channel, Aaron Hill TV, Aaron Hill TV. Look out for that, like right after this video. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna read this article and then give my thoughts. 6 killer keyboards that run on batteries by Daniel Fisher, August 17, 2018. Okay, I will admit, I have a thing for battery-powered keyboards. It all started when I began taking organ lessons back in 1967. He says, yes, I know I'm old. Let me see if my connection, for some reason my internet connection here is acting wonky. Come on. Okay, I can't get it. It's recording at least. So at least if you, okay, we're back up. All right. He said, yes, I know I'm old. I was able to persuade my Hammond B3 teacher, a nun wearing a full black and white habit, to let me study current pop songs instead of classical music or songs that were big in the 50s. The most frustrating thing about that was listening to the radio with my friends and hearing a song I knew how to play. I'd say, I can play that song. Marcus, thanks for hanging out, brother. But if we weren't at my house, there was no way to prove it. Apparently, being able to move my fingers exactly along with the song was not convincing to them. Darrell Pulley, how you doing, brother? As a teen, I even tried learning guitar so I could have a portable instrument, but I just couldn't play guitar by ear the way I instinctively could on keyboards. It wasn't until 1951 when I joined the United States Army and I was able to buy one of the very first portable keyboards, a Casio Tone MT30. It ran on batteries, which is the whole reason why I'm here right now. Had its own speaker, played up to 4 notes. Wow, 4 notes. And featured 22 different presets that sounded surprisingly cool, or surprisingly good. Because of that battery-powered keyboard, an officer heard me playing and transferred me into the Army band program for a tour around Europe, and I eventually became the keyboardist for the United States Army rock band for a tour across the US. He had a pretty good story. Last sentence, and then we get into the keyboards. Since then, I've never been without a collection of the best battery-powered keyboards available. I need to holler at this guy. He's probably the only person in the world that has this kind of collection, because yeah, most of us don't go for this. We go for the regular powered keyboards. Most of them do not have built-in speakers, but these days there are plenty of battery-powered amps to choose from, which is another thing that I'm going to be looking up. And I'm actually going to do another article response on what someone has to say about the best battery-powered Bluetooth speaker. My good friend Eddie had a Bluetooth speaker that was really nice, you know, and we were talking about it on a gig about 1.5 years ago. And so I'm probably going to reach out to him, but then also just look out for an article, you know, that kind of explains the whole thing. Willie Fields, thanks for hanging out, brother. All right, so here we are. He says most of them do not have built-in speakers. I read that. So here are 6 of my current favorite battery-powered keyboards and why I like them. Number 1, the Korg KROSS 2 Synthesizer Workstation, 61 and 88 key. And I am familiar with Korg KROSS. He says the KROSS is a powerful synthesizer with 120 notes of polyphony, 1,075 presets of almost every instrument you could want, plus drums, 7 simultaneous effects, a sampling engine with 16 finger pads. I didn't know that. 16 finger pads. And then arpeggiator, a 16-track sequencer with up to 128 songs, and audio song playback from an SD memory card. And all of this can run for approximately 4 hours on 6 AA alkaline or rechargeable batteries. 4 hours, that's not bad. The realistic hammer action, and that's why I'm here, because the keyboard that I have has a really good piano sound, but the hammer action is not there, and it feels too much like a toy to me. And although I've played with it and I like it being lightweight, you know how it is. In fact, my friend Willie here, Willie, you know how it is. When you're a pianist, you look for that weighted key action. You know, that's how you really dig in. Everything else doesn't allow you to get your ideas out. And a person would think that you could get more ideas out because it's lighter, but your fingers, you know, your finger muscles don't respond and bounce, you know, off of the notes the way they should. So just can't get it out. So that's why I'm here. I want an 88 key weighted board where I can use batteries. So the KROSS 2 sounds like a pretty good thing for 4 hours on 6 AA batteries. And I had a KROSS recently, and so I'm a fan of Korg. Next up is the Roland JUNO-DS synthesizer, 61 and 88 key versions. I think that might have won. I think that I haven't even gone. I'm gonna go down the rest of the list for the sake of this article response, but if you all can see it, I got some t-shirts over there on top of it. Roland FA 08, hands down one of my favorite 88 key weighted boards I have ever had in my whole life. The piano sound on this keyboard allows me to just get into the zone and not ever think about the tone. So keyboardists that are here watching this, you know how you have different sounds where it might sound good in one register, but when you get up to the higher register, you know, say like with the piano sound, it gets kind of brittle or thin. I mean, that was one of my biggest gripes with the Yamaha. As much as I love the Yamaha pianos and the motif, the early motif, when you got up higher on like the Power Grand, it just got brittle and weird sounding. So the point I'm making is that there's only a couple keyboards that I've personally come across that for my style and my flavor and that kind of thing, and what I need out of it, where I really feel at home, where I'm not thinking about the sound. Yeah, so, and Willie, I'm gonna read your comments at the end, bro, so thank you for dropping them, man. Keep dropping them. So the Roland JUNO-DS synthesizer, I'm gonna see the cost. He doesn't show the cost on here, but you know, that might have won. Unless it breaks my pockets, that might have won, because I love that piano sound. Okay, here's what he has to say about it. He said, here is another astounding synthesizer with 128 notes of polyphony, 1,200 patches, 30 drum kits, multi-effects and 80 effect types, plus a separate chorus and reverb, a sampling engine with 8 sample pads, an arpeggiator, a rhythm pattern player, and a vocoder. Oh my gosh, you got the vocoder on it now. The JUNO-DS can run up to 5 hours. All right, so Juno has already beat out the KROSS, maybe just because of the 5 hours versus 4 hours deal on 8 AA rechargeable batteries. The other was 6. But you know, batteries, I mean, 8, 6, you know, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Like, there's nothing to give 2 more batteries if you can get a whole another hour out of it. One of his, now I wondered about rechargeable batteries, because that might just be the way to go. I guess that is the way to go. What else would make sense, right? If you're gonna do this rechargeable battery. One of its most exciting features is the ability to load an additional bank of professional instruments featuring top quality samples. These instruments will remain in the JUNO-DS even after powering off the unit. Now that's good, because it saves automatically. Ooh, the Juno, the DS. Somebody, so my homie Tyrone Lankwood, I'm gonna see if I could tag him in this, because actually he would love this conversation. And he just asked me about the Roland JUNO-DS the other day, and asked me my opinion versus a Korg Chrome. And I was telling him, I'm sorry, I'm just inviting some people in here that I know will have something to say about this too. You know, when too much. All right, we're back. So as he was asking me about that, I was telling him, you know, Roland. So, but at the same time, I didn't know much about the DS. Wow. That's a lot. And this guy is really nice with his article, because he said, I've created a Sweetwater exclusive thumb drive for this keyboard, free with purchase, that contains 10 professional instrument libraries to choose from, plus 24 blues and jazz jam tracks, and Sweetwater exclusive sound effects and drum kits for the pads. This dude's a nice dude. I want to give him a big shout out. One more time, his name is Daniel Fisher, and I'm gonna put this article in the comments and the description section of this video on Facebook and on YouTube if you're watching me afterwards. So grab that. This dude's a nice dude. In fact, I hope he gets a lot of people coming his way because of, you know, that kind of really nice thing. All right, so Juno. Next up is the Roland VR09B and V-Combo VR730 keyboard, 61 and 73 key options. So this one has a 73 key option. The Roland V-Combo is another great sounding battery powered keyboard with a special feature for organists. And I'm an organist. I wanted the last one to win, but like, but if these keys aren't weighted, then I don't know, because I still want that weighted, and I'm more worried about piano and weighted feel. So we'll see. He says, another great sounding battery powered keyboard with a special feature for organists, 9 organ drawbars. If you like to change your organ sounds in real time, this is the keyboard for you. It has 245 sounds, not counting the endless possibility of the organ drawbars, 128 notes of polyphony, lots of effects, rhythm patterns, plus the ability to record and play high quality audio. The V-Combo keyboard can run up to 5 hours as well. So here's the other reason why I'm kind of debating about this now. It just, I don't think this is gonna have the weighted feel. I'm gonna look it up even further, but the organ piece I kind of want, because I like to use that in a live setting when I'm playing with other bands, even though my whole purpose for doing this was more so to just play solo piano. But we'll see. If it doesn't have the weighted keys, then I won't be going with it for this one. Okay, next up, the Roland, and I don't know how you pronounce this, GAIA, GAIA, I guess, GAIA, yeah, Roland GAIA, SH01 virtual analog synthesizer. This is the 73 key short version. I always love these little things. I actually want one of these eventually, just period. Because this thing, as far as leads and playing bass, like, this is one of those ones where I just want to buy right now just because of that tickling that fancy. But anyway, if you want pure synthesis as opposed to pianos or organs that can go anywhere, you can't just go wrong. I'm sorry, you just can't go wrong with the Roland GAIA synthesizer. It has 64 voices of polyphony, 10 effects, an arpeggiator, 64 phrase recorders, and an infrared D-beam controller. I actually have a D-beam on this, and I had it on my Roland Phantom as well. Fan Sean, thanks for hanging out. Let me know how you all are doing today. Now, the GAIA synthesizer can run up to 5 hours on 8 rechargeable batteries. So that first keyboard that we were looking at was the Korg KROSS. That already loses because that's 4 hours, and these other ones give you 6. So yeah. The coolest part of this synthesizer is that there are actually 3 synthesizers running at once. Each of them can have different front panel parameter settings, allowing you opportunities for incredibly complex timbral creations. Plus, this synthesizer has a very exciting secret. One of the MIDI channels can be set to play the synthesizer, leaving the other 15 MIDI channels free to play the built-in 128 general MIDI sounds that aren't mentioned. So you can actually play pianos, organs, etc. via an external MIDI controller. That's bananas. That's bananas. Okay, thanks, Van Sean. I see your message. You said you emailed earlier. I will definitely check it and holler back, bro. I've never heard this before. I'm gonna have to ask. I got a couple good friends that have this. I'm gonna have to ask them more about that particular setting where you can have one of the MIDI channels to play the synthesizer, like play it by itself. That's pretty interesting. We'll see. So next up, and we got 2 more to go. So next up is the Casio WK7600 portable arranger. It's a 76 key. Here's a battery-powered keyboard that has a built-in high-fidelity speaker system. It has 820 sound presets and 260 onboard rhythms, multiple digital effects, switch-based organ drawbars. Oh, that thing does have organ drawbars on it. An arpeggiator, pattern and song sequencers, drum patterns, and keyboard playable drums. Oh yeah, they got the pads on it. Oh no, that's not pads. Those are speakers. I'm sorry. I thought they had the pads on it where you could beat the beat out on the big old drum pads. I'm going to say that's really high tech, but no, those are the speakers. They're talking about. They just have keyboard drum kits and a 32 channel mixer. Wow. The Casio WK7600 portable arranger can run up to 4 hours on 6 D batteries. I think D batteries are still higher price. So, another thing too. So for me, Casio, I like the Casio Privia series. I like the way it feels. I love the way the piano sounds. Like the Casio Privia sounds really great, especially for the money. And it feels really good. I mean, I've noticed that over time the keybed wears away, which you don't get. I have not. I mean, the way that this keyboard feels here, this Roland keybed, it feels like how it felt the very first day that I bought it. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm able to really express myself on it, because there's no wear and tear on the keybed. Like how you would get out of some other keyboards. There's some other keyboards, and you all keyboardists know that have had these experiences. You start off and it feels really, really good. And then after a couple months, definitely after a couple years, you feel like you're playing on a sponge. And then some of the keyboards, you could tell when it really wears because you'll start hearing click, 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 click. So it's understandable with certain materials that it wears over time. But Roland keybeds and Yamaha keybeds, I've noticed, they don't wear. And now maybe after 10 years, something like that, but you hardly ever feel a difference with those keyboards. They have the best keyboards, the keyboard beds to me in the market. So I don't know about this Casio, we'll see. And then last up is the Studio Logic Numa Compact 2X, which only comes in 88 key versions. All of the above keyboards would have blown me away in 1980, but the Studio Logic Numa Compact 2X would have sent me into paroxysms. I never even heard this damn word this man is saying. Paroxysms of joy. I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe that'll be the next word of the day. Stay tuned for that. It's an 88 key keyboard with lightweighted action. Lightweighted. Already lost me. And aftertouch. Oh, it says light weighted action. So it is weighted, but I'm guessing he's saying like it. I thought he was saying it was just purely light. 9 drawbars, so once again you got the drawbars, and 2 effects plus reverb. All of it goes to 2 10-watt amplifiers that power a pair of audience-facing studio speakers. So the speakers here are on the back facing out. That's how the Roland F, I forgot the series, but it starts with an F, but it's not like FA, it's like the FC series or something like that. But those speakers are like that. They sit on the back and face out. So it says the 128-note polyphony keyboard features a tone wheel organ engine with percussion, chorus, vibrato, and rotary speaker emulation, a synth engine with 9 real-time sliders for parameter control, a grand piano engine with key release samples and string resonance simulation, and 1 gig of flash memory containing 88 additional sounds. And the whole thing is only slightly larger than its 88 keys. That is one thing when you all that are watching this live that you'll see on the video on YouTube afterwards. It's very, very short, so they save real estate space. They don't just add all of this extra metal, and they save space by making it as short as possible and as close to the key bed, which is going to equal a lighter weight for sure. It weighs in less than 16 pounds. Oh my gosh. Okay, but the thing is going to be that weighted action for me, and it's going to be how good the piano sounds. I'm going to actually do another video where I pull up all of these keyboards and I do a reaction video to people playing them and, demoing them. So that way, I could see which one makes the most sense. And also maybe I could do it to give you some information too if you're looking. So he said, now to be fair, I cheated a little on this keyboard. He said because it doesn't have a compartment for internal batteries, but it can run off of USB. Oh, and there are plenty of USB batteries out there that can run this. I've never heard of a USB battery before. Okay, so I'm opening this up as well. Got a lot we learned out of this today. USB batteries, I didn't know that. Out there that can run this. If your USB power bank isn't strong enough, the internal speaker system disconnects to save power, but you can then use the keyboard with any battery powered speakers like you would with the other keyboards. Interesting. That's really fancy. If the USB bank isn't strong enough, then it changes where the energy flows. That's crazy. So I'm looking forward to listening to how these sound. And last but not least, a USB power bank. Nah, this isn't it. USB power batteries is what we're looking for. I never heard of USB batteries. Nope. Let's see, USB batteries. Oh, USB rechargeable batteries. So this is interesting. So I don't know what he's talking about because these look. Oh wait a minute, they do have the little. So let's see. I'm gonna look into this more to find out what that's about. But for right now, for the sake of this video and this article, we have basically several keyboards here. We got 6 keyboards here. Duh, that's the name of the article. 6 keyboards here. And I think that for me, right off the top, it definitely comes down to the Roland JUNO-DS synthesizer. The only thing is, I'm not aware of the price. So let's see, Roland JUNO-DS 88 price. This is gonna be the biggie right here. All right, so we're looking at $1,000 right off the bat. I see a used one for $800, and these are the 1,000 is for the 88 key, which is what I'm looking for. List price is $1,165, which I expected. Now, what I wish was that I wish Yamaha was in this race, and I wish Yamaha had a P series that they put out. Because if they put out the P series, wait a minute, looks like my internet connection is acting very wonky. So if they put out the P series, sorry for everybody watching live, I do see that my connection is out. I'm gonna connect and see if we can get back in. The Yamaha P series is one of my favorite keyboards. I love the keybeds and I love the very minimalistic nature and the sounds. Sorry for everybody that was losing connection. And they aren't in this race, and I wish that they were, because I think Yamaha would probably shut down all this competition. Maybe there are other features in these other keyboards, but as far as general value and also, what's the word I'm looking for? Volume is what I'm looking for. I think that they would have the highest volume of keyboards sold, because Yamaha, with that straightforward, kind of to the point digital piano P series, you know, thing, and they're not like super heavy, and the piano sound is top notch. And like I was saying earlier about the keybed, it never fails, and they're low in price. If they created a version that had batteries, it'd be a wrap. I might need to put out a video that says that. I might clip this video and put it out. Yamaha, create a damn keyboard in the P series that has batteries. We need it. That's gonna be the intro. I'm gonna clip that out. That's gonna be the intro of the video. All right. So I think that the Roland JUNO-DS synthesizer has won for me. Price-wise, it is way more than I wanted to spend, but I think, and for my reason for doing this, I think actually that I'll be able to buy this and actually make it pay for itself twice over. And I'm gonna tell you all what that's about real quickly before we get out of here. Second up, I would say, is the Korg KROSS. In fact, I wanna do, I'm gonna say the Korg KROSS, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna see what's the Korg KROSS price. Korg KROSS 88. Ranks in at $12.99. New from Sweetwater. 800 used from Guitar Center. Yes. And I could really believe that this keyboard is pretty amazing, because like I said, I had a KROSS and that boy was bad. But with the 4 hours versus 5 hours, yeah, and the higher price, Roland JUNO still wins it for me. And then next up, I would say would be, I can't wait to listen to, I'm gonna do another video where I just listen to these. Like I said, I'm gonna do a review video. Let's see what the Studio Logic Numa, I'm gonna do these last two prices and then we're out of here. Studio Logic Numa. Studio Logic Numa Compact 2X. Oh, this thing is only $700. Oh, snap. B&H Photo has it for $444. Okay, price, it's gonna come, I mean, not price, but it's gonna come down to sound on this and those that keybed feel. But that's pretty good. I'm really interested to listen to that. And then last but not least, the Casio WK7600. Casio 7600. WK. I expect this to be, yeah, cheaper range. $449 from Sweetwater. Same as $479. So those come in on the lower end. It's going to come down to sound, and it's going to come down to that weighted key bed for me. With which one I try, you know, or go home with, you know, or order. I am gonna listen to. Yeah, I'm gonna compare the Studio Logic and the Casio from the price perspective, and same thing for the Juno versus the KROSS. Yeah, I want that Juno though. I can't lie. I'm probably gonna see if I can find a used JUNO-DS. I wonder when these came out, but I'm gonna see if I can find a used JUNO-DS first. And then if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna go down to that Casio, probably be my next bet, especially if they have the same piano sound as the Privia, because I like that Privia. And then I don't know how I'm gonna test that weighted action, because I can't go anywhere to test it. Maurice, thanks for hanging out, brother. Can't go anywhere to test it, so I don't know how, but what I'm gonna probably judge it off of is I'm gonna go on YouTube, and based on other people reviewing it, I'm gonna use that to see what they feel about that key bed, and go from there. So that's that for that segment of this. The other thing about this is that, you know, I'm doing this, and I encourage every musician as well to look into this. You know, during this time, we don't have the ability to do our normal gigs. So I think that the best thing you could do is to be creative at this point. Find places to post up outside and play. I'm in fact looking into getting a permit now and doing that. And so that's what this is for. And the next thing that I'm gonna do besides this, because I forgot, the other thing I didn't talk about here was that out of those keyboards that I like, the Casio and the Studio Logic are the two that have speakers on it, onboard speakers, and the Juno and the KROSS do not. So that's the other piece too, because I was looking into getting a nice Bluetooth speaker to be able to project the sound. That's gonna be a debate, because the question is gonna be for me, like, if I'm really just, number one, how these speakers sound on board if I go with the lower price, and then if I really need to project. I think for this time period, because I'm just gonna kind of do it in a way where people can just keep their distance but hear the music. We'll see. I'm torn. I was getting ready to say I'll just go with the onboard speakers, but I'm still torn though, because I had a friend that had a nice Bluetooth speaker that blew me away, and it was only like $200 and maybe $50. So that's it for this, and yeah, let me know what you thought about that information. Take it back from the top if you just jumped in live. The live is going to be glitchy because of my internet connection, so right after this, give me about 15 minutes, and it's going to be on my YouTube channel, Aaron Hill TV, Aaron Hill TV, Aaron Hill TV, and .tv on IG. Remember that. Take that there. Go watch this video, because you're going to see everything I'm looking at on the screen as well. And drop a line. Let me know what you think. And yeah, a few more things, and then we're out of here. Willie says, first of all, let me thank everybody. Anthony, Marcus, Darrell, Pulley, Lou, Eunice, Darrell, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Van Sean, Maurice. Okay, couple comments. So Willie says, I started with Yamaha PSR 520. See, the only thing about the PSR, and I could definitely understand it, especially if you like that keyboard. The only thing about them to me is I cannot stand the way they feel. Like they have a nice piano sound, because I had someone that actually purchased one back in 2009 for their home, and the piano sound was nice. It's a little thin now by my standards, but that key bed felt like Fisher Price, man. So, you know, those are more so for very, very entry level. Willie says, yes, you do a sidebar, is if you play piano, that will be what one will compare the feel to. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna definitely do a side-by-side comparison. Korg sounds were always fat, Willie says. You're right, Willie. That's actually, man, I miss my KROSS. I had to let it go because the computer was acting up and I was sinking too much money into it to try to get it fixed. And Guitar Center gave me $1,200 for it in that condition, and I was able to just, I don't have the keyboard in here, but I was able to grab the Mod X, and like, that has a light cheesy feel to it too, but I'm used to it now, so it doesn't bother me, and because the sounds are incredible. All right, so Willie says they did it. It was 20 years ago. Yamaha PSR 520. Okay, so I'm gonna have to talk to you more. Maybe we could do a Zoom, Willie, and that way we could talk more about that. Cause okay, you say it's 61 keys. Yeah, it makes sense. And then last but not least, Willie says, yes, it's, 25 permit Baltimore. So I bought, it's 25 permit Baltimore. Are you saying that the permit to play outside costs $25, Willie? I bought a Bose. It has battery, $600, and I have a power station, right? So what I'm looking for as far as PAs, as far as a battery powered Bluetooth speaker, it's like a PA speaker. My buddy Eddie showed me his speaker. One day we had a gig and he showed me his speaker and I was like, whoa, I was blown away because he charged it up before the gig and it lasted definitely over 2, 3, 4 hours. But then the sound, man, woo, this sound thing was crazy on that thing. So, and I can't even remember what brand it was. But anyway, that's going to be the next video I do because I'm going to do a review on a few of those and figure out which one I'm going to buy if I wind up having to go with a Bluetooth speaker. But I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited because I'm getting ready to go out this summer and have a lot of fun. And like I said, this is something I started a couple years ago anyway, but during this time, it's going to be really significant because people are starving for musical experiences. So summertime is upon us. We're almost halfway through May, and let's get it. So I also want to send this out too as an idea for other people as well. Let's get out there. Let's give people some good music, and let's take our gifts to the people and use this because this is therapy. This is therapy. This is therapy. I'm out of here, y'all. This track in the background is called The Light Remix. You can find it everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. Just type in Aaron Hill, The Light Remix, add it to your playlist. And last but not least, if you'd like to help me make more content like this, look at the information in the description and or the comment section. Peace. Talk to y'all soon and join me for that next review about which one I'm gonna go with based off of the reviews that other people did. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
So to help me to make more content like this, please see the info in the description or comments. And thanks so much for watching. And if we're not already connected on all my other homes, the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, etc., when you can find me at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, .TV on IG.